So USDA. The USDA is the same company that inspects your chicken and tells you whether or not your ground beef is gonna be edible or not. The same government agency also offers 100% financing for your house. So the US Department of Agriculture, you may already know this, you may not. There's a loan program that will actually finance the whole down payment for your house. So let's say you're looking for a house and it's $200,000 and you don't have the down payment saved up. The USDA allows for that. It's 100% financing. You're gonna roll all that in and you are not gonna have to come up with the down payment. Now you'll still have closing costs. With the USDA, there are some downsides to it, right? The downside, number one, maybe this isn't a downside to you, but some folks, if you wanna live closer to the city or in the city limits, not gonna be as good of an option for you because there are restrictions on where the home can be. So the main point of this program, the main intention of the USDA program is to allow folks that may not have been able to buy a house or because of not having a down payment, but they also want to encourage folks to live and buy properties in more rural or less developed urban areas. So there are restrictions on where the home can be. We'll put a link in the description of this video so that you know you can actually just type address in and it'll tell you whether or not the property is eligible, because it goes off of different census tracts and all kinds of stuff like that that's going to determine whether or not the home is going to be eligible or not. Because if it is or if it isn't, I've had homes before where I've helped people out and there'll be like a main thoroughfare or main road that literally one side of the road it's eligible and on the other side it's not. So it's important to check every property if that is something you're interested in. But the main benefit again is that there is no down payment. Now, there is a fee. There's no such thing as free money. So the USDA charges 1%, a little over 1%, of the total cost of the house. So if you buy a $200,000 house, they're gonna charge an extra roughly $2,000. And that's gonna be financed in. But now here's the downside too. There's another downside to the USDA is that you're basically, even though you don't have to come up with the money up front, they charge that 1%. So now that money is, you're basically paying interest on that. So they're rolling that fee into the loan. So you're actually borrowing more. Find a $200,000 house, you're actually gonna borrow $202,000. And now it's also financed and you're paying interest on that. So that is the downside to going with the USDA, right? The positive is that, hey, I can get the money. It's 100% financed in, but you know, there is that extra fee that they charge. And for most people, it's not that big of a deal. Maybe it's not that big of a deal for you. We do a lot of USDA loans, help a lot of folks that don't have the money to be able to get into a house. It's a great option for you if you want to get into a house and you don't, and you're struggling. Maybe you only have a few $1,000s saved up, right? So you do. There are ways too with the USDA. One of my clients just very recently, we're able to get them approved for USDA loan, and they had to bring maybe a little over $1,000 to the table, right? Because we were able to get their closing costs negotiated, and they got the house, they got the down payment covered, so they didn't have to come to the table with hardly anything. Had another client recently did a USDA for Carol and her family. She actually got money back. The seller paid all the closing costs. It was negotiated. She worked with a great real estate agent, was able to negotiate all the closing costs into the contract, and now she didn't have to, there was more of a credit, so she got a little bit back at closing. So that's a great benefit with the USDA, is that it really helps out if you're struggling to come up with a large amount of money. Maybe you don't have a rich uncle or cousin or brother that can give you money, right? So there are definite benefits to that. The mortgage insurance is also cheaper than other government programs. It's cheaper than, it's less than half of what it is for FHA, right? And it's going to be even cheaper than conventional. The downside is the mortgage insurance is on for the life of the loan, but it's a great benefit for people if you are looking to get a house and you don't really have a whole bunch saved up. So hopefully that was helpful. Learn about some main takeaways with the USDA. If you have any questions, or if something doesn't make sense, drop a comment, let me know. I read every comment, would love to hear. Smash that like button. If this was helpful for you, smash that like button, hit subscribe, make sure you don't miss any new videos coming out. and we'll see you on the next video.